My name is Sarah Woodbury, and today we are talking about monastic orders in the Middle Ages.
I get the feeling there's not going to be a lot of good video to support a theoretical discussion of monastic orders.
Well, we have seen a lot of abbeys and churches over the course of all the years we've been to Wales, so hopefully you'll find something. As we talked about this season, at first saints founded monasteries and convents throughout Wales without the formalization of belonging to a particular worldwide order. In these early monastic communities, starting in the 5th century, the participants were seeking to model the life of Jesus Christ, who owned nothing and devoted his energies towards others. In founding these early monasteries, there was a very clear communal awareness and self-denial at odds with the human inclination towards self-interest and self-promotion. Over time, in other places, as in Wales, throughout Christendom in the first centuries of Christianity, individual saints developed their own rules. The rule of St. Augustine found the greatest following initially and gave rise to the Augustinian order, which still exists today. These rules were further formalized in the 7th century by St. Benedict, who emphasized the importance of manual labor and daily prayer as a means of worship and communion with God. Monks prayed many times a day, beginning before dawn and ending in the evening when they were not at work or at communal activities. These monks called themselves Benedictines. They were followed by new orders seeking to modify or reform what came before. The Cluniacs, for example, in the 10th century, wanted to worship God through beautiful art and churches, and the monks themselves did not perform manual labor. The Cistercians thought the Cluniacs were too focused on material things and retreated to the countryside, where they did not employ servants, but did their own work. The Carthusians thought even the Cistercians weren't isolated enough and focused on individual contemplation and prayer. Carthusian monasteries were open to men and women who lived separately but came together for worship. In addition to the Benedictine orders, there were also the Mendicants, who lived in poverty and relied on the kindness of others to survive. The Franciscans emphasized devotion and service through a life of simplicity mirroring Jesus' ministry. The Dominicans focused on education and scholarship in apprehending God's will. They were also the order primarily involved in the medieval Inquisition and suppressing heresy. Finally, in response to the Crusades, martial orders arose: the Knights Templar, the Knights Hospitaller, and the Teutonic Knights. I'll be talking about the Templars more in a later video, so I won't go into detail about them now. The Hospitallers were the first martial order, founded to care for the wounded, sick, and infirm in Jerusalem. As the centuries passed, they became focused on caring for pilgrims to the Holy Land, and then, after the fall of the Templars in 1307, they inherited many of their possessions and became the military arm of the church. The Teutonic Knights were the last order to be established and were also created to help pilgrims reach the Holy Land. They established hospitals and cared for the sick, while also acting as a military contingent for the Kingdom of Jerusalem, based in Acca. The Knights later expanded their efforts into Europe, serving Christians and Christian nobility, both as healers and mercenaries. They grew increasingly powerful, seizing lands for their own purposes throughout Eastern Europe, and managed to survive until the 19th century. Next week, we'll be talking about the most common and influential monastic order in Wales, the Cistercians. I think the first one was better. Right.
I deleted it, though.
Oh. Thanks for watching my video. You can click on the playlist or subscribe to my channel to see more. There'll be a new video next week. If you want to check out my books, click on the link to my webpage.